Welcome to Sound Bites. I am your host today, Holly Whitfield, Digital Director with the Daily Memphian. This week we have staff shoutouts, an episode with rapid-fire interviews, and Memphis food hot takes with a couple of Daily Memphian staffers. We actually did this on Sound Bites back in April and May, Season 6. That was episode 13, 14, and 15. We interviewed Daily Memphian staffers, and we had a couple more folks we really needed to hear from. So this week we're going to talk to May Hawkins, our ad operations specialist. We'll also talk with Alice Drake, digital producer, and Laura Testino, our enterprise reporter, and find out what they've been eating in Memphis and their Memphis food hot takes. Before we have them reveal their tasty Memphis food secrets, Soundbites is the Daily Memphian's food, drink, and dining podcast. Tune in on WYXR Radio every Thursday at 11, or listen wherever you get your podcasts, iTunes, Spotify. You can always listen at dailymemphian.com as well. If you're listening on WYXR right now, up next you can hear the Sidebar podcast with Daily Memphian CEO Eric Barnes. This week he's interviewing Josh Campbell. He's the director of Spill at Memphis Storytelling Group. But let's get started with these quick staffer interviews. We are here with our guest, Laura Testino, enterprise reporter. She joined the Daily Memphian just this summer. Welcome to the Daily Memphian and welcome to Soundbites, Laura.
Yay, thank you.
You had been at Chalkbeat covering education. Before that, you had been at the Commercial Appeal. And you told me you're originally from Alabama, but have spent time in New York and in New Orleans. And after that, I just was only thinking about New Orleans. So let's start off with these rapid fire questions. New Orleans, how long did you live there? And did you have a favorite food or restaurant there?
Yes, I lived there for a year. It was just 1 year before I moved to Memphis. King Cakes is only one specific time of year there, but they have this really delicious Vietnamese bakery in New Orleans East called Dong Phuong, and they have absolutely incredible king cakes. You can get them on Gold Belly now.
Ooh.
During the king cake season, which starts on Carnival, Epiphany, January 6th.
Yes.
And goes through Mardi Gras.
And what flavor or filling do you get?
I do appreciate like this regular just cinnamon, but I am also a cream cheese king cake girl.
Same, yeah.
And so that is my favorite to get.
These are some really good tips for people if they are going or they want king cakes delivered to them in Memphis.
Or yes, and you can also get banh mi's if you go to New Orleans and go to that bakery. They also have regular deli food. My hot take about Memphis food is I am the kind of person, I want to be able to have an 8:30 dinner reservation.
Ooh.
And that is not always the easiest thing to do at multiple different restaurants here, and for good reason. You know, I don't want staff to be around if there's not going to be people dining in, but I am hoping to create a movement of people wanting to eat dinner late.
So what's a place you would really like to eat dinner at 9 that closes? We're calling him out.
My favorite neighborhood pasta, Echo.
Echo, yeah.
It's so good, and I love it so much, and I wish that I could go there later in the evening.
Yeah, but they close at 9, and we think 9:30 on the weekends.
That is true.
You're really talking more about, like, you need this to happen on weekdays. Yeah.
Yeah, yes.
Well, you heard it here first. Laura's hot take is that y'all need to stay open later. There are some places you can eat late. We had kind of been talking about one that you've been able to successfully get a meal later on.
Yes, Swamp Bar, the old Panta, has made their, I guess, rebrand now, has late night.
Yes.
And I would previously go to Panta for a late night dessert and drink. So I have appreciated that there is still a good late night spot, and now with food.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, plenty of New Orleans cuisine offered at Swamp Bar late at night, which is also a plus for my personal interests.
It's kind of like a Cajun or Creole fusion with some Asian influences. That is what their chef told me at one point. Do you agree?
Okay. Yes. Okay.
Loosely.
Yeah. Yes, I think so.
They have a banh mi. That's what I got, a pork belly banh mi when I went lately. They have like Korean wings, Korean sauce wings. this is making me real hungry, which happens a lot when we do these podcasts. So does that mean that the best food scene of the cities is probably New Orleans?
Yeah, yes, I think so. That is always the food that I miss. It's always the place that I am willing to eat more non-vegetarian. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of like really specific like place food there. Like, you know where you are regionally when you go and eat there, in the same way that like I think people can say that they know where they are regionally by the soul food in Memphis.
Yeah. Any other foods you wish we had more of in Memphis? Any other kind of hot takes? Anything for breakfast, maybe?
Oh, yes. I will have to do the callback to, so my fiance Henry moved here around the time that I did in 2019. We didn't know each other and met here. And he told Jeff Calkins at the time that Memphis needed more breakfast tacos.
Yes.
Because we don't have a ton of breakfast tacos, at least that he knew of. And now I am very pleased to say at the downtown farmers market, as of this summer season, you can get Taquitos Amor breakfast tacos, Tex-Mex style, made by somebody who started eating them in Texas. And they are very good. And you may be saying, Laura, what is it about a breakfast taco? It's not that special. And I have to argue that I thought, too, that they could not be so good. And then now, whenever I go to Austin, all I want to eat is breakfast tacos. So I'm very also glad that there are breakfast tacos in Memphis now.
At Taquitos Amor.
Yes,
downtown
farmers market.
Love it. Is there a place in Memphis you think deserves a little more attention?
Yes, and I hope that by sharing this, I don't blow up my own new to me spot, but
you got to take the risk.
I have to take the risk. I went to the Terrace for the first time a couple of weeks ago in Harbortown and got a really nice little table by the windows and was absolutely delighted when at sunset everyone or the bartenders walked around with a little tiny shot glass full of champagne.
Oh.
And the entire bar room toasted the sunset on the house. And it was just really lovely and fun. And I don't know, I haven't spent a lot of time in Harbortown before now, but I feel like the Terrace will be a place that I go back to.
Yeah. So the Terrace is on the upper level of the River Inn.
That is true.
Hotel in Harbortown, and it's kind of like a rooftop bar, but not really because there is a roof, but it's like all windows.
You're not like outside. You're very much inside, but you can. It's all windows. So you're still seeing the sunset
and the river,
and the river
and all that.
Yep. You can even see the pyramid and the bridge if that floats your boat too.
I feel like this is definitely an underrated spot. Thank you so much, Laura. I feel like I've got a great list of places to go back to. We've got some good takeout, date night in ideas, and some hot takes about eating dinner late, people closing up shop too early when all Laura wants is her pesto pasta. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Holly.
Here we are with our guest, Alice Drake. She is digital desk producer. Celebrated her 2-year anniversary with the Daily Memphian really recently.
Yeah, at least this weekend.
She is from Memphis. She's worked in a variety of communication roles and publishing across the city. And now she's a part of our digital desk team. She optimizes our stories, emails, and photos for our website. Alice is also a writer and a journalist as well. She's got a passion for the arts, and she has been putting together our monthly Daily Memphian guide to theater. So musicals, shows, dramas, plays happening every month. Alice gets the scoop and writes up a really nice guide, and we've been working together on that for several months now. So if you haven't read the theater guide, check it out. It's really good. I'm going to use that as a jumping off point for the first question here. You do go to a lot of these shows that you write about. Tell me about some pre-show dinner spots or drink spots that you've been to that you recommend.
Well, lately, when I'm out east, I really like to go to Hen House.
Yeah.
things were going really smoothly, and the food was great. We had Brussels. That's something I went with my daughter, who loves Brussels as well as I do. We devoured that along with charcuterie board. So
yes,
and a couple of cocktails.
And so Hen House is on Mendenhall at Mendenhall and
Poplar.
Yep. Over there in that
over there,
center.
not too far from Gibson Donuts.
Williamsburg Village.
There you go. And
that was before what show?
We went there before we saw Grease.
Oh, okay. So it's super recent.
Yes.
Yes. I went to Hen House recently too, and I was very happy with the fried chicken sandwich they had. It was just really good, and it was giant and tasty. So
I saw somebody at the restaurant get that at a table next to us. The tables are pretty close together, so you can kind of see what everybody's eating. And there were two ladies next to us who they were talking about how big the sandwich was. So
yeah. So Hen House, good pre-show dinner. Any other spots maybe in Midtown?
Yeah, in Midtown, I really like to go to Swamp Bar.
Swamp Bar.
Of course, you and I went there before we saw, what was it, Hot Wing King?
Yep. We had a nice pre-show dinner and several drinks there.
Yeah. And we had Palomas, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sat outside that time. Had Palomas and...
I love any place I can sit outside.
Yeah. It was a nice day. And then you just walk literally across the street into Hattie Lou.
I think I had the burger.
How was the burger?
It was good.
It was good?
Yeah.
Swamp Bar Burger. Heard it here. All right. So you were telling me you had a really good meal out downtown. We haven't talked about downtown yet lately. Tell me, what were you celebrating? Where did you go? What did you eat?
Well, summer is the time of birthdays for our family. So the caboose, my youngest daughter Yates, has her birthday at the end of August. So we went to Catherine and Mary's to celebrate her birthday.
Yes, an Andrew Tyser Michael Hudman restaurant.
Mm-hmm. I hadn't been there in a couple of years. And, it's always very consistent. And this is absolutely the same. The service was fantastic. The food was great. We had charcuterie. I had the rigatoni, which I just love.
Is that like a meat?
It
red
is.
sauce?
They call it mama's sauce, I think.
Yeah.
It was
gravy.
Yeah, great. It's a gravy. It was so good. We had a really nice time.
Catherine and Mary's is always at the top of my list. We are talking today to Daily Memphian staffers about their Memphis food opinions, including their hot takes. And Alice, we've heard, has a fiery, boiling, burning, smoking, singeing one. So prepare yourself. Alice, what is your Memphis food hot take?
My Memphis food hot take is, if you can't afford to tip, don't go out to eat.
Ooh.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this, of course, full disclosure, both of my daughters are servers at restaurants in Memphis.
Sure.
My oldest daughter is a server at Porch and Parlor in Overton Square. Mm-hmm. And my youngest daughter is a server at Huey's in Germantown. Mm-hmm. So two very different types of restaurants. And I cannot tell you how many times these girls have been stiffed.
Man, I was surprised to hear that this happens this often. Still.
I would say, if not weekly, at least twice a month. These servers work really hard. They only get paid $2 an hour. Mm-hmm. They are working for your tips. So tip your servers.
How do you feel about tipping on takeout or pickup orders? Is it the same story, or is it okay to not tip your takeout person?
Absolutely not. You must tip your takeout server. Your food does not magically get into the bag. Somebody has to make sure your order is taken down, sent to the kitchen, comes back from the kitchen, gets in the bag, and gets back into your hand.
Yeah.
Now, they're not coming to your table and making sure you have fresh drinks and all of that. So, I'm not saying 20%, but a minimum of 10%.
Right. 10 or 15% for your takeout
Absolutely.
person. Yeah, for sure. I love this hot take. I hate that it has to be a hot take, but I'm glad that you shared it Alice, thanks so much for coming and sharing your spicy hot takes about tipping and where you can get some good eats and drinks before you go out to the local theaters.
I enjoyed it.
Town.
Thank you, Holly.
Hey, Mamo.
Hi.
We are here with guest Mamo Hawkins. She is a Daily Memphian's digital advertising operations specialist, which means she goes on undersea dives to find the news. And that's not what she does. She does help support our ad sales teams, does event planning for all those fun seminars that we host, and provides emotional support and good vibes all around to our office. Thank you for being here, Mamo.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
So you are from Memphis. You started at the Daily Memphian just a little bit before me, about a year and a half ago. Before that, you had some retail experience managing the Falling Into Place adorable shop on Broad Avenue. And we've had a lot of conversations about places you like to go eat, places you like to drink. You have coffee opinions, also a baker. So let's get right into it. And we're talking about hot takes today. What is your hot take on the Memphis dining scene?
I think my hot take is that I feel like coffee shops could have some more creative flavors.
Oh, okay.
Yes. I think JoJo's is in the right direction.
Okay. What did they have that you like?
This summer they had the like orange creamsicle latte that was really good.
Yeah.
Really great. And I'm excited. I think their fall stuff came out today, maybe. Ooh. They do like a Harry Potter themed fall drinks, but I haven't looked at the menu yet to see what it is. I also think their Cooper House project just opened their kind of coffee shop in the morning.
Wait, what?
Yes. A friend of mine that I met through Falling Into Place, Zach Jennings, he is kind of the head of that. And he has, I think they have Boycott Coffee at the coffee shop.
So Cooper House Project is a brewery and like wood-fired bread pizza place in Cooper Young, right across the street from Celtic Crossing, if you don't know. And I thought that they were only open like in the evenings or afternoons for pizza and beer, and you are now telling me that they have coffee. And so did they change their hours?
I think so. I don't know what time they open. I want to say last time I checked it was
in the morning.
In the morning,
Amazing.
For sure. I know when I was there last time, Zach mentioned they were going to be open like sort of early, but kind of cater to the like work from home people. So they're open till like, they're serving coffee till like 3 or 4, which is great for people that need a little pick-me-up.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, but he has really creative lattes. One of them is a masala latte, and it's kind of like cinnamon, peanutty. It was very good. I was scared to try it, and I was like, can I just have vanilla? And he was like, no, you must try the masala latte.
So it's like a sweet and savory kind of thing?
Yes, yeah. And it was really good. And most of the time, I'm very much a half-sweet coffee drinker, but I didn't need to ask there because I do it right.
So, underrated spots in Memphis. It sounds like that is one. Like,
yes.
I didn't even know that they have coffee now. I'm looking it up. They open at 7. Cooper House Project. Any other underrated places you want to shout out and why?
Yes, I think Ryu Sushi. They're on Summer and Swide Station.
Okay. Yeah.
All my friends and I are obsessed with Ryu. They're very quick. You can order online and it's ready in like 10 minutes. I feel like all their sushi and their dumplings are the best.
What kind of dumplings are they?
Fried dumpling. I usually get the pork. They're just like, the flavor's amazing. And the sushi, everything's just very fresh. They're attached to the little like, I don't know if it's specifically Chinese or just the Asian market that's right there.
Yes.
Maybe it's owned by the same people. I don't know. But also inside is very a vibe.
It's a nice vibe. So take out or dine in.
Take out or dine in is my underrated spot. I live quite literally on the other side of the loop from it, but I will either drive or pay the $12 DoorDash fee to get it delivered to my house.
That is high praise indeed.
I love them.
Yeah. So, any other underrated spots that cover it?
I think that covers it.
Okay. Great meal dining out recently. Memorable restaurant experience.
Yes, recently, a couple of my friends and I, we went to Good Fortune's brunch.
Brunch. Ramen for brunch?
Ramen for brunch. Not quite. My friends and I we decided, we're like, you know what? If we're trying this, let's just get almost one of everything.
Mm-hmm.
So my favorite thing was the chicken and waffle. And I pulled up the menu so I could describe it correctly. It's like a waffle, and it's that one, I can't pronounce it right, the taiyaki. It's like the little fish.
Yeah.
Waffle, and it has chicken tenders and then a whiskey honey butter.
Yeah,
The
that
whiskey honey
sounds
butter
good.
was phenomenal. That was my favorite thing. And then they had like a milk bread with white chocolate and matcha and strawberry. They had like a sampling platter with like these cheesy grits that were amazing, and like this like bacon and a sweet bun with pistachio and yuzu and raspberry.
Yeah, that sounds really good.
It was
But they do
delicious.
have ramen too for breakfast, right? Or they don't do noodles on?
No
Okay.
noodles. They do have a chilaquiles though, which is
All right. I have to go here.
which is really good. And I've had chilaquiles in Mexico City,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like the best one I've ever had. But this one like pairs up with it.
Wow.
It's pretty good.
That's high praise.
Yeah,
Okay. You're just uncovering all the new stuff in
uncovering.
this interview here. Yeah. Okay. Something I always like to ask people, I'm curious. Memphis has a lot, but what's missing from our food scene? And a small bird told me that you have 3 things on your Memo wish list.
Yes. I think number 1 is some like more salad places.
Okay.
Either, now I'm going more like chain here, but a cava or a sweet green.
What are those? I've heard of sweet green, I have, but
Okay.
like what is it like that you like about it so much?
Sweet green is going to be just like classic like salad bowls. And I think they just offer such a wide range of, I always get like sweet potatoes and some chicken, and like the dressings are nice. I don't feel like we have Sheffy's.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of far away. It feels a little more to go, the sweet greens, or you know what you're getting anywhere you go.
Yeah.
And then cava is more like Mediterranean bowl
Oh, okay. Yeah.
side, which is really, really good. They have a good like tzatziki sauce
Yes.
that's delicious.
Okay.
That would be a great addition.
And healthy.
And healthy.
Maybe. I don't know. Who cares about that? Number 2 on your wish list?
Number 2, I think we need some more ice cream in
Okay.
Memphis, specifically Jenny's. I'm
You
a
just like
girl.
Jenny's ice cream?
I just love some Jenny's. Again, another kind of chain. But definitely some more ice cream. No shade to Sugar Ghost. I love them.
Yeah.
Mary Claire is like family to me.
Oh. What's your favorite Jenny's flavor? Or favorite flavors?
My favorite flavors are the Brambleberry Crisp and the Jelly Donut.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Write it down.
Yes. Those 2.
And final item on your Memphis.
Final item, my
Wish
friend,
list.
she just went for Labor Day to Minnesota, and she came back and was like, I went to a Russian restaurant. I said,
Oh.
I've never thought about going to a Russian restaurant, and I think that would be cool to have. I've never had Russian food.
Right.
So I'm like, that would be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. A new culture.
Yeah. Vodka, potatoes.
Vodka. She did say that they had like 100 different kinds of vodka. They had like a garlic vodka and like a dill pickle vodka. and, like,
Okay.
all these different vodkas.
Yeah. Well, I think that would be definitely different and be fun. Yes. Okay, finally, what is the best thing that you've made, cooked, prepared at home recently?
I think as the seasons have changed, I had some friends over the other night and kind of reawakened the baker in me.
Ooh.
And I love baking cookies.
Okay.
I have this like recipe book that's called 100 Cookies.
Yes.
And I kind of bake through that. But she has a section called pan banging cookies.
Pan banging.
Pan banging cookies.
Okay.
So you roll like pretty big. I think it's like 85 ounces of cookie dough. So it's like a fistful. And you put them in the oven for like 9 minutes, take them out, you like drop the pan, put it back in for 2, drop it again, another 2.
So it like kind of flattens out
So
each
it
time a
flattens
little
out
bit?
and kind of has those like waves, kind of like a bakery cookie usually has. They're so good. I experimented with a ginger molasses cookie, but I added like more fall spices to it the other day. Very good. My friends are already asking for more. And then my next one, I think I'm going to make them today, are s'mores cookies.
Okay.
But do the pan banging effect.
I like this method. I've never heard of it. We will expect a cookie sampling here at the Daily Memphian offices. Mayma, thanks so much for sharing all this great stuff with us.
Absolutely.
Lots of good flavors you mentioned, whether it was coffee or baking or breakfast at the Brahmin spot. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for listening, y'all. This is Holly Whitfield. Next week, Jennifer Chandler will be here interviewing Kathy Zabelis, who works with the Greek Festival. Greek Fest is September 20th and 21st at the Annunciation Greek Orthodox Church. They call it the Island on Highland. You can tune in to Sound Bites on WYXR Radio every Thursday at 11. Listen wherever you get your podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, and as always, you can listen at dailymemphian.com. Thanks.